Hey everyone, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is good today. We got ourselves a downtrend, folks. All right, well, let's draw our channel here. Looks like we were in a range overnight for a little bit. Busted out of that. Now we got some sort of downtrend working here. Seems to fit pretty well. All right. Similar kind of situation here on the Nasdaq. Range overnight. Now we got a downtrend. So we're gonna draw that as well. Nearly identical charts. Hard to even tell the difference. The Nasdaq actually touched the channel on this latest pullback. Did not get that with the S&P. But on neither of them, a second entry short did not form. Looks like we will be forming a mini gap. I got that line drawn already. Don't be shy this morning. Feel free to say what's up, or GM at least. I know it's early. I know it's a Monday morning. I feel the same, all right? Still waking up. I was hoping right when hey, what's going on, Bing? We got some new folks in here. Right on, Bing, the Lift Project. What's up, guys? Well, when I sat down at my desk, I was actually hoping to get a second entry short on this last pullback. Which, hold on, let me get my pen going here. Yeah, so I was hoping for a second entry short right in here. Context was really good as far as a big move down. You know, that got this channel confirmed. Was hoping for a confirmation right here on the trend line. That would have been perfect. 2 entries right here, but just kind of hit the AMA and continued down. But we could get another pullback that sets up for us. Well, how's everyone doing this Monday morning? Hope everyone's good. Hope you got some solid time over the weekend. I'm actually on the road over the weekend. My family and I took a little road trip. We're down in Southern California for the week, so going mobile this week. Had to cart, you know, a bunch of stuff, get set up. Always a challenge, but yeah, looking forward to it. Got some folks rolling in. Good morning, everybody. We're kind of just floating in this channel right now. I'm wondering if we end up just kind of fizzling out here and starting something new, and perhaps this whole channel is actually, you know, just this first swing, really. Something like that that's already played out, or maybe even that swing. Not sure. We're gonna keep it wide for now, and hopefully it will get confirmed. We can have a big move down. That would be awesome. Some sort of trend day. It's been a while since we had a legit trend day. Nasdaq is, excuse me. The Nasdaq is coming up on its possible channel. See if it's confirmed or if this is also a narrower option. Hey Storm, good morning. Yeah, so we got some options as far as how wide this channel is. And this is going to tell us a lot here what the Nasdaq does. If it doesn't respect the channel at all, that's when we're going to probably look for a narrower option that's already been played out, but we could turn down here still. Can't remember if I reloaded my historical data or not, so we're going to do that here on the Nasdaq. Make sure we got nice fresh data feed. Still looks the same to me. Looks like the ES is also, pretty close to testing its channel. I'm taking a look what we have as far as news today. We do have PMI at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern time. 7 a.m. Pacific time. Oh yeah, that's right. We got some Fed speak today. Man, oh man. We got Harker speaking. We got Powell speaking. Barr speaking. Yeah, so today might be pretty interesting. That's coming up at 11 a.m. right when we're going to be ending the stream. We're going to get some volatility. So watch out for that. Definitely be cautious with that. Johnny, good morning. Johnny says spike and channel. Let's see. I like your thought process there, Johnny. We're going to explore that. We definitely had a spike down, so. Ooh, that's pretty good, Johnny. I like that. I like that a lot. Hey, Matt, good morning. See if we can get that spike in channel on the Nasdaq. Look at that. Looks really nice. Let's see if it can get confirmed here. All right, well, since we're right at the channel line, if this confirms, this could be a great setup. We'd be looking for a second entry short. Move up. First entry. Second move up. Second entry. We want it to happen right around the EMA, right around the channel line. That could be a solid setup to start the morning. We do want to always respect the short-term trends. Right now, as you can see, we are still in one. This trend still holding, so we don't want to do anything to the short side until this has a break and a new high, or at least a break and attempt at a new high. Same on the Nasdaq, we have a short-term trend in play. Got to make sure that is played out before we take a short. Got to respect it, even if it's a short-term one against the main bias. And of course, this setup is probably going to happen right around market open. But what are you going to do? If it sets up, of course. Not guaranteed. Have not got our first entry yet on the ES. Looks like it. Yep, there it is. There is our first entry. Meaning the first time that prices are going below the previous bar. Pull back here. First entry here. As prices went lower. Now we're going to wait for one more pullback, one more entry, and we can go short. We do want to make sure the EMA holds. If we just all of a sudden rocket higher here, stop looking for a short. Johnny says we're bouncing off yesterday's lows. Yeah, we do want to be cautious of that. And we're also poking above the EMA here, so yeah, likely not going to get a short. Closing above the EMA, I am going to hold off on looking for a short, but interesting to see that this was right off yesterday's lows. That is a little sketch. You don't want to try to go short right into that level. Obviously, if we have room, it's fine. And we still have room if that would have set up right there, but now that we're above the EMA, no me gusta. We're gonna have a pretty tiny gap, but there will be a gap, it looks like. Unless we get up to this line in 7 minutes. Hey, Enrothable, what's going on? Good question. Why do I use the 1500 tick on the Nasdaq, but 2000 on the ES? Simply so the charts look the same. Tick chart obviously is just a number of orders. So, you know, the lower you go, the more bars you're gonna get. So I'm just trying to make them have about the same number of bars. So if you look on the ES and then the Nasdaq, they look more or less the same between the 1500 on the Nasdaq and the 2000 on the ES. If I go to the 2000 on the Nasdaq, I'm going to get far fewer bars. So yeah, just trying to make, it's not an exact science, just trying to make the charts look kind of similar. Morning, Toad. Morning, all those other folks just coming in. Welcome, welcome. You know, if we were to turn down here, a short still might be on the table. I don't think I'll take the second entry, but we have a pullback first entry. We get a pullback and a second entry below the EMA. Then a lower high confirmation right around here. That's something I'd still consider. Robin says we're approaching the wider channel I had up earlier. Thanks for that call out, Robin. Let's check that out. Yeah, I think I'm going to delete that that spike in channel. Didn't really get confirmed. Had some serious potential though. Nasdaq is right at it as well. So again, if we move down here, I'll take a lower high confirmation of this short. But it could very well be that we're bouncing off yesterday's low a day and we end up just going up here. You see me like trying to attack anything? I got a freaking fly in my office. It's like annoying the heck out of me. So if you see any aggressive movements, I'm trying to do away with them. Good morning, Candlestick. Hey, Thomas, good morning. The Nasdaq, its short-term trend still holding quite well. Morning, Archer. What's good? Looks like the Nasdaq is not really going to have a gap at all. We're right at that level. Wonder if, yeah, we didn't even quite bounce off yesterday's low a day on the Nasdaq. Pardon me, had a little bit of an early bounce there. Oh man, looks like we might be getting that move down here on the ES. Right at market open. That is our second entry short. I like a lower high confirmation if we can hold below this level. Good chance we keep going up from here though. Yeah, and see we're already above the EMA, so we can forget about that. But that is a move up, break, and technical new high right here. So maybe we get a move below and a failed second entry long. I like that trade if it sets up right. Of course, don't want to go right into yesterday's low day. And on the Nasdaq, we're only on our first entry. All this move up didn't have a move lower. That was our first move lower. We might get a second entry right here near the EMA. We'll see how that sets up. ES already has a new relative high there. And looks like we're going to make a new high on the Nasdaq as well. So no short setup there. But with the new high, we can also say that this move up is likely played out, and perhaps we will get a move lower here. Still got that move up on the ES. Wondering if this level here is going to offer any resistance. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a range. And I am going to adjust this channel because obviously the larger channel is not holding. So we'll opt for something smaller. It's likely already played out. And then maybe some sort of range here. already breaking above that level anyway, so I'm not gonna waste too much time there. Morning, Shayak. Adjusting my channels on the Nasdaq as well. See, we might have a wider uptrend working here. Very small gap on the ES, but it looks like we might be going up to fill it. I'm going to delete yesterday's low of day. We already know that that's what that is. So today's low of day, or I guess the overnight low, is the same as yesterday's. Important to note. Could be developing a key level there. So close to that gap fill here. What if we go right to the tick and then turn down? All right, gap is filled on the ES. I mean, look at that consolidation around that area. I wouldn't be surprised if we turn down at that level. Johnny, the gap is just yesterday's cash sessions close. So right at 4 p.m., whatever the price was at 4 p.m. yesterday is where that yesterday's close will be. And thus the gap. And I'm sure there's probably, you can probably a way in NinjaTrader to where you can like show yesterday's closing price. If anyone has that, or like an indicator to add on, that would be awesome. Yeah, it's a pretty simple concept, Johnny. If you just think about like a chart of SPY, which doesn't trade 24 hours. So on a SPY chart, you're not gonna be able to see any of this, right, until the market opens. So imagine that's all gone, that you have your last bar right here and then your opening bar right there. So this is all going to be white space. So the best way to see gaps is just to go to a SPY chart. Thomas is saying there is something localized on NinjaTrader that you can use, the prior day OHLC. Ooh, I might have to throw it out on there. I think that'd be helpful. Might get a long setup now. Big move up here on the S&P. Overnight shorts are not doing well right now. Here we got a pullback. We are coming to test the channel here. I like a second entry long if it can form. We already have our first entry. Won't take the direct second entry here as we're still in the correction channel. I'll be waiting on a higher low if it forms. We're on the Nasdaq, we are a million miles away from the EMA, so a lot of correction needed here. Makes me think that the ES is going to drop a lot farther as well. Huge gap there. Nice, I'm liking how the EMA is holding so far. Never ticked higher there. Matching lows, we didn't get a tick lower, but there is our second entry. And anyone who took that engulfing there is a bit scared. Starting to look a little congested here. Archer says news in 3 minutes. No, there's no news of any significance in 3 minutes. But at 10 a.m. we should have, that's when you got your ISM PMI coming out. That should be pretty significant. Yeah, we definitely got some congestion here. So even if something sets up on the count, not going to take it. We're in a little mini range. Looks like we are going to get the move to a new high. At least it's threatening to do so. Yeah, there's the final manufacturing PMI happening right now, but it's not supposed to be a market moving event. So I don't think you need to worry about the news coming out right now. I could be wrong. Maybe you get a massive bar, but it's not considered to be a market moving event. The ISM PMI is at 10 a.m. This is just the final manufacturing PMI. All right, looks like we almost have 2 legs down here of this bearish move. One leg here, one leg here. So expecting probably a bounce at this point. Looks like the Nasdaq had a break new high, move up, break new high. On the Nasdaq, we're expecting perhaps a bit of a correction here, and on the ES, we're expecting maybe a bounce. So, 2 different expectations on the market. Good time to sit on our hands. Gonna draw a channel here on the Nasdaq, starting to set up a little bit. Got a break of our channel here on the Nasdaq. Expecting maybe one attempt lower here. Trying to figure out how the heck to draw this on the ES. It's looking pretty sloppy. Perhaps like this, kind of mirror what we got going on the Nasdaq. It's technically a second entry short there on the ES. Market might be moving into a trading range. I'm just trying to look ahead for potential patterns. Might be settling into a range down here in this area. Right, there is our new low on the Nasdaq, new relative low, I should say. So the Nasdaq's price action definitely a little bit cleaner right now, playing out a little bit more what we would expect to happen. ES is a little bit more choppy, a little bit more unclear. The Nasdaq, perfect move up, break new high, move down, break new low. Now expecting a move up again. It looks like the ES also getting that new low off of this move down, break, new low right here. So at some point we would expect a bounce there. Also got like a massive bearish channel forming. No, that's too wide. No way. Too wide, too flat. Now there's a strong move down. Wider channel here on the Nasdaq is fitting pretty nice. And yeah, we could get a nice short here. Zooming out, we don't really have one solid bias either way, so we can be looking to the short side, to the long side. Yeah, no overall trend, definitely range-like behavior. Big move up on the ES. 6 minutes away from a big news item here. Yeah, that was quite the bar. The Nasdaq testing that channel. Think impossible second entry short on the Nasdaq, as long as this EMA holds, but we also have news coming up, so probably best to wait on that. This bounce up definitely makes me think that we had the channel correct the first time. Break new low, and now we're getting our bounce. Although that's a nice move down. Look at that rejection off the EMA. That holds. We can still think short. EMA still holding there. On the ES, not quite holding the same. We're trading above it a little bit. But if we can get that, you know, strong move down and a second entry, I still like it. Three minutes to the news. Thanks for that call out, Thomas. Watching the Nasdaq most closely here, as it so far seems to be setting up the best. Well, we're trading above the EMA now anyway. It's pretty much what happened earlier in the day. Oh, sorry, folks. Right here. Was waiting for a possible second entry, depending on how we do the channels, and then we just took off higher. So that might be what's happening here again. A repeat pattern. Like, oh, maybe get a second entry here if we have a wider channel, and then perhaps it's just gonna take off. Oops, that was not an arrow. Take off. Nope. This one. Take off. Nice move below the EMA. Just can't take it with the news this close, but that's a nice looking entry otherwise. Thomas is asking if we like along up to the 4330 area again. Yeah, it just depends, I think. Our downtrend so far has played out, but we'll see what this news does to the market. We might get might be pretty obvious here in a minute. There is the news. Manufacturing coming in better than expected. Prices coming in lower than expected. I'm not going to try to analyze what that means on a macro level. Prices will always tell us what the market thinks of that. So far, good. We almost have a new high of that previous uptrend here. Double top formed. All right, that fly is gonna die. Nope, no, it's not. It got away. The one that got away. We're coming right up against that resistance. Triple top actually is what we got there. That was also a pretty significant level yesterday. See if we can trade above that level. If this thing keeps going, could draw it like this actually. We'll see. We want to see how this level does. If we can trade above it and hold it, I think we probably have a wider pattern. If not, we could expect a reversal here. Could also get perhaps a little spike in channel kind of formation here. Same thing on the Nasdaq. Could be getting a little spike in channel. Might get a long entry. There's our first. Yeah, the triple top up there. So starting the count over. Again, we really want to see how this level does, if it holds or not. Pull back from the top. This is our first entry. We'll see if we can get another pullback and check out how this level does. If it holds, we might get a decent long opportunity here. Big move down below that level, so forget that. The Nasdaq just now testing its EMA. Pretty strong move down though anyway. Making sure to always be drawing correction channels will keep us on the right side of the market. And currently that pretty key level that has been all day today and even yesterday was a key area is holding as resistance. If we can stay below that and get a second entry short, I like it. But like yesterday, we had a lot of chop back and forth around this level, so we get more of that kind of consolidating behavior. All this just moved up and down. We'll see. We'll see. We also have pullback, first entry, pullback, waiting on that second entry. It's starting to get a little congested here though. Looks like we might move to a new low there. We're gonna have to hold off on shorts for just a minute because we did have this move down with a break and a new low. For the time being, that's played out. However, on the Nasdaq, we may not even have a break of this channel yet, so looking a little bit better on the Nasdaq here, but that's might get an overshoot. I do like a second entry short if it sets up here on the Nasdaq. Yes, we were getting the bounce that we expected after the break and new low of the downtrend. On the Nasdaq, still a chance that this holds and we get a second entry to the short side. We have our first entry short already on the Nasdaq. We can get back to the EMA and get that second entry short. I like it. No, don't move down too far. Come on. We still have a chance. There is still a chance, folks. All is not lost quite yet. If we move any lower, we're gonna have to stop looking for a short here. As of right now, we don't have a new low of that downtrend, so it's still on the table. Just want to see prices move a bit higher here and give us a nice bearish bar for an entry. But there we go. There's the move lower. So nothing you can do about that. So now that we have a move down with tiny little break and a new low, we are expecting a bounce. Tempting to start looking for wider uptrends as we keep making higher lows and higher highs, but that's a little bit too wide on this rangy kind of day. Continue to draw our shortened channels. See if one of them starts to develop something. See if we can get to the bottom of this range. Definitely spot a range there on the ES, but on the Nasdaq it's not so clear. The whole day is looking like a range for sure, but there's not anything similar to the ES. Kind of just looks like the whole day is in a range. It's like a second entry short may form here on the Nasdaq, which I think would be a little bit too late since we already have a break and new low, so wouldn't trust a short there. Same on the ES, this might be a short, but we already have a move down with a break and a new low, so we really need to see this bullish channel play out. All right, testing the top of this range again. It bounced off the midline, never went down all the way. That is giving us a little bit of information, a bit of a bullish imbalance going on. Another strong move down. The EMA holds here. I think a long is not a bad setup. Still don't even have our first entry on the ES here. Got a pullback, and none of these bars gone higher than the previous bars. So this is all still just our first pullback. Which is the same on the Nasdaq. Pullback, no move higher yet. Big move down. All right, well, going back to the ES, I'm going to take a look at 10K chart, see if there's anything that we might spot, because this is starting to get a little bit choppy. I mean, it's for sure been a range for most of the night. Starting, yeah, overnight, 2 a.m. my time. This is the daily chart. We're still have 2 legs back basically, so thinking maybe we start to consolidate in this area and look to bounce. On the 10K chart, let's see what we got. And this is the 10,000 tick chart for those you don't know what I'm talking about. Bit of a higher time frame on the ES. And yeah, about kind of the same confusing mess here. 2 bullish legs up. A big move down, right? Already has a break and new low, and then 2 bullish legs up. So may get more of a correction here, but so far the EMA is holding. We actually have a nice looking second entry long, first entry, second entry. That would be, and look how big that bar is. That'd be such an insane amount of risk if you were playing that. What would that be? 25 to 18. So just a cool little 7 points of risk on that. Get above the range and hold that level. I do like a long. We have some bullish imbalance. We didn't even go to the bottom of this range, breaking out yet again. We'll see if this can hold, and then we can get a second entry and might take a long position here. And then we get a huge bear bar. Just looking for something clear in either direction is just fine by me, but a lot of up and down so far. Like we were coming down, and here pretty soon we're going to be right at the opening price, so that'll mean in the last hour we have gone absolutely nowhere. Archer says he's done that with the last 57 years of his life. On absolutely nowhere. Fair enough, Archer, fair enough. That could be a good thing depending on how you look at it, you know? If you really love the place you live and you say, man, I haven't really gone anywhere in the last 57 years, it's a good thing, right? Johnny is bullish on Nasdaq, bearish on the S&P. Yeah, anytime you're getting mixed signals across the indices, it's a good time to just chill. You have a second entry short on the Nasdaq, but yeah, I'm just not really convinced either way. This is looking very range-like here. See how this level does on the Nasdaq. Just broke right below it. Cool. Well, if we can hold that breakout level, get a second entry short, I like. Doesn't look like we're gonna get a pullback here yet. And another large bounce up. What do you know, folks? Absolute shocker here. We are trading below the EMA here. I do kind of like a short if it sets up here. Nasdaq as well. I would like to see us get below that range support though, but could also consider a short if it sets up right. All right, let's see how this bar finishes. No dice, close above the EMA. Right on the EMA. Can't take that. Doesn't even look like it's gonna trigger. This is a tempting bar right here. Likely gonna close too low. And a bit going right into resistance, so gotta skip out on that, unfortunately. Yeah, looks like we're just forming a little range right in this area. Good zone to skip. Glad I didn't get suckered into anything there. It says hard to trade with Powell going to speak. Yeah, that's true too. That's going down in about 20 minutes here. So if he sneezes before the actual press conference, may get a bounce in the market. He whispers something to a colleague and it gets overheard. Yeah, I mean, anytime he's gonna speak, the market, all the algorithms are just ready to react to anything. EMA is flat and we are kind of ranging, no clear direction. Oh shoot, I looked over. Yeah, Johnny, shoot. Glad you took that. I would have taken that too. I was not paying attention. Nice second entry short on the Nasdaq. This move up had a break and a new high, so that move up was played out. And then we had a pullback first entry, pullback second entry, nice bearish bar, strong conviction. Yeah, man, I wish I would have seen that. I was focused on the ES, but that was a good little short there on the Nasdaq. Glad you got that one, Johnny. Thomas is saying, hey Joe, while we wait, could you give your take on where to support and resistance line in the ranges? Sometimes it can be pretty tricky to find. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one of the major things to consider when drawing a range is that there's not going to be an exact line, right? A range is very much drawn with crayon, you know, you're just identifying big areas where yeah, big zones, I should say, where there seems to be support and resistance. So in this example, get rid of this thing. So there's obviously no exact level where all these prices are turning down, but you're taking a look and going, okay, I see it. Let's start with this guy, since it's the lowest. Well, is there anything else even near that? No, there's not. So I wouldn't want to say that's the bottom of a trading range, because a range has lots of touches, right? So then the next, you'd move up from there. Like, okay, what about this area? Just looking at the bodies of the candles. Well, already you got this and this pretty dang close together. This is right around that area. This is right around that area. So that's all you're doing. You're just looking for areas that have lots of touches. So you just draw your line kind of in the middle of it. You know, it's not an exact science. You're just looking to where it makes the most sense. It could be here. It could be here. You just want it to have the most touches possible. So I'd probably put it right here. That way you got this touch, the wick's touching right here, almost touching right here. So that's all it is. Just finding a general zone. And then on the top, you know, same kind of deal. Look at the very high. Well, is there any other things, any other touches on that? No, there's not. But there is right around here. You know, these two guys, that's right around the same level. That's right around the same level. So again, you're just putting a line kind of where it hits the most swings. So it's right in there somewhere. Doesn't have to be exact, but now you have this touch, this one, this one. So that looks the best to me. Hope that's helpful. Biggest thing is you don't have to be exact. Just you're trying to find visual areas on the chart. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. I would say that the top of this particular, oh, I have it copied actually. Top of this particular trading range right in here, that's a failed breakout. Move up, failed breakout, and it's back into the range. So yeah. You got ticked out on the NQ. Oh, bummer. Curious what your target is, because I'm seeing on the Nasdaq that's almost 10 points. I don't know how many points you're going for here, but yeah, I usually go for around like 9. The ATR was 16. Oh, okay, you're going by the ATR. Yeah, got it. But let's see, Johnny, you said he got the failed second entry long on the ES. Nice. So that was right here from this top swing. First entry long, boom. Pardon me, second entry long. That failed. We would have had to sit it out a little bit, but eventually worked. Now we're bouncing right off the low. They'll break out of the range. Let's see what we got on the Nasdaq. And see, now on the Nasdaq, I'd probably start to widen this range because we have several touches around this bottom level here. So you obviously have these two which are right in the same zone, and then you get a confirmation right here and right here. That's where I'd move that range. And same on the top, I'm just looking for whatever gets the most touches. Right here and right here are solid. Makes sense. And this is just a failed breakout, so I'd have my range right around there. A little bit of a bearish bias in this range, though. You can see this high, lower high, maybe even a lower high. Low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Matt says it's been a suck fest this morning. Yeah, for sure. Price action has been pretty rough. Not a lot of clean setups that I'm seeing. Nothing that I regret not taking, that's for sure. Oh, except that second entry short that just happened on the Nasdaq. The one that Johnny took. I would have taken that. Would have barely got out, it looks like. Johnny's asking, what about the second entry short right before the news on the Nasdaq? Oh yeah, that too. That too. I wouldn't have taken that with the news, but yeah, that was a good one right here. Oops, right here. Pull back first entry, pull back second entry. Have this nice move down, expecting a new low. Only thing is, I think we had that channel narrower at the time. I don't know if I was expecting. I think I would have waited on the lower high on that one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Been slim pickings today. Nasdaq had a pop up there. ES not really joining yet. And the ES is looking pretty bad. Look at those big candles above and below the EMA. At least on the Nasdaq, things look a little bit smoother. May get a long setup here on the Nasdaq. You have this nice orderly move up. Let's see if we can get a pullback. First entry, pullback, second entry. We'll be kind of in the middle of the range, but you gotta just play these shorter channels for the time being. This does need to happen quick though, because we do have Powell speaking here in about 10 minutes, and things could get wacky. Not even could. I say they will get crazy. There will be some volatility here in about 10 minutes. And actually, it's probably wise to not even take a trade now. Yeah, even the 10-15 minutes leading up to something like this can get a little bit volatile. You can get stopped out of trades that otherwise would be good. We'll see if anything forms here at the buzzer. It looks really good. It's gonna be hard to refuse, but otherwise, probably nothing. lot choppier on the ES. Look at this. Just nasty moves. Below, above the EMA. EMA is completely flat. No bueno. Alright, so the ES is a chop fest, nothing there. Nasdaq has a nice move up that we could get a second entry on, but there's no way it's going to form before the news release. So I think that's going to do it for me this morning. Again, you got Powell speaking in about 8 minutes, and so I would go flat for quite a bit until he's all the way done. Harker's speaking as well, so you know, anytime you got some Fed speak, you never really know what's going to happen because they can say anything. The algos will react to it. So yeah, I'd stay flat for a while. Now would be a good time to go make some breakfast or lunch, depending on where you're at in the world, and take a little break from the market. So I'm going to head out there. Good to be with y'all this morning. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for participating, all that. Again, we do have that 90% off Apex sale going on if you're interested. Link and all that is below. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early if you're on Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.